An area of disturbed weather in the Western Caribbean continues to organize as thunderstorms increase, and the threat potential has spiked to 90% that we will see a tropical depression form, and it could have an impact on South Florida. We'll take a special look at this update coming your way next.
Please help us get 10 new subscribers today. Subscribe for future shorts, dailies, and live severe weather updates.
Hey, welcome back to the channel, my fellow weather junkies. I'm your host, Greg Majeski, your personal weatherman, here with a special update on this area of disturbed weather in the Western Caribbean. Now, the National Hurricane Center has upped the chances that we're going to see something developing here over the next 2 days, about a 60% chance, and over the next 7, up to a 90% chance. So it's a very good chance we're going to see a tropical depression here, likely to become Tropical Storm Sarah at that point. And then looking at the latest model data, that's getting a little concerning on South Florida. So with that, let's go ahead and take a look at those latest models. So we're going to first take a look at the latest European model, the 12Z run here on your November the 12th, as we're looking at the main sea surface pressure anomalies. Okay, so when you see the blue, you know that's indication of falling pressure. You see the yellow, that's rising pressure, okay? So as we go ahead and take this forward here, as we go into the future, we head toward your Thursday, it looks like we start to see something starting to form in there sometime on Thursday. It looks like we may start to get the first inklings of a depression to form here on the European model, sitting right there off the Central American coast. Now, this thing's kind of stuck. There's nothing really to kind of push it at this point, at least according to the European model, and it just kind of sits there just off the Central American coast. So it doesn't get very strong because of its proximity to the coast, I believe, there, and it kind of holds it maybe becoming a tropical storm, might become Sarah at that point. But as we go into this upcoming weekend, it kind of it's stuck there for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then as we going into Sunday to Monday, it starts to move, starts to make that beeline there toward the coast of the Yucatan as we head in toward Monday afternoon. That's going on November the 18th. And then as we go forward, we got a big trough that's going to pick this thing up, and it's going to shunt it right very quickly, very fast, right towards South Florida. Now, according to the European model looking at this, you're seeing what will probably be a strong tropical storm, or perhaps a Category 1 hurricane at this point, hitting somewhere between Fort Myers and down toward Key West as we head toward late in the day on Wednesday, November 20th. That's the timing on the European model, as this thing will quickly move on across and then get kicked on out to sea. Now, let's go ahead and compare this one to the American GFS model for comparison. Now, as always, as you expect with the GFS, it tends to be a little more robust when it comes to the strength of these systems. But let's go ahead and look at this one as we take it forward into your Thursday, as it's showing something a little bit further off toward the west, that's for sure, as we go in toward Thursday morning. So when you compare Thursday mornings, it's showing a depression that's a little bit further away from the coast right there as we go into the 14th. Now, as we go forward here, watch this storm. It's going to go to the west, and then it kind of gets stuck too, and it's sitting over some very warm water. The water temperatures out here, and I can pull that out right here. You can see that water temperatures are actually sitting at about 87 degrees Fahrenheit. That's 30 degrees Celsius. So very warm water temperatures there. And then this thing's going to become a big hurricane, moves back to the east, and then eventually it gets caught by the trough as well around an area of high pressure. It kind of kicks up toward the north, stays away from the Yucatan, stays over water. At this point, as it goes through the channel there, it is a major hurricane on Tuesday morning there, and then it starts to make a right turn, and it makes a turn over toward Fort Myers as perhaps a Category 2 or Category 3 hurricane coming up that way. So much stronger heading in toward Wednesday. So the timing's about the same, and then it also gets kicked on out to sea. So what's driving the steering conditions for this? So what I'm going to look at is I'm going to look first at the European model. We're going to look here at the 300 millibar level as we're going to look at the jet stream here. Okay, so we're going to take this forward again to about your Thursday. That's about the time frame where we're starting to get this thing, the first kind of show its head. So it's developing in an area where there's no steering currents down here. There's no lines. It's kind of stuck. There's nothing to give it a little push here, okay? Now, what's going to happen over the top of this system to its north, we're going to see a high pressure ridge begin to move into the Gulf of Mexico here. So as I go forward here to this weekend, there's that big high right there. So as we go into this upcoming weekend and Sunday, you got high pressure here that's going to kind of steer it around that periphery as this continues to move off toward the east. So here's where our storm is according to the European model. So that's what we're seeing here on your Sunday morning. Now let's go ahead and take this forward again. Watch that high pressure system as it continues to move off toward the east. And as it does so, it's going to pick the storm up. It's going to go around that periphery of the high. Here's the high pressure system here. Again, we get that clockwise flow. Again, we got the clockwise flow. It's steering around that high. And then at the same time, we got a big trough coming up here into the southeast at that time. So as I steer this thing forward again, as you go crawling, it gets caught into that southwesterly flow and it gets shoved right into South Florida. So it starts to move in that direction. very quickly as it gets caught up in the flow and comes into South Florida as we head in toward your Wednesday. And then eventually that goes ahead and kicks on out to sea with that big trough coming in off the eastern seaboard. So that's the steering mechanism. You got a high pressure coming into the Gulf. It's going to be stuck for a few days and then get pushed up to the north. Now the question is, where does that high set up? Does it steer over the Yucatan? Does it go in between? What is its strength? Those are the questions we're going to watch very closely here over the next several days. And that'll wrap things up here for this special update here on the tropics, as we're likely to see tropical storm, if not Hurricane Sarah here in the near-term future. And if you'd like to see updates like these, or my weather dailies, or my hurricane shorts, I invite you personally to go ahead and please subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell so you're alerted on future content. And as always, if you like what you see with this report, give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment down below. I do appreciate y'all's feedback and supporting this channel. All right, that'll do it for this update. You guys take it easy, be good, stay safe, and we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.